Hey guys, I thought I was recording for like the last hour, but apparently I wasn't. So shit. Now I am. We're just chilling, two tabling because that's all I can do while I make videos. But I kind of just wanted to do this to so I can talk through some hands to myself slash to you guys and get myself on the right page. Make sure I'm just playing as close to perfectly as I can. Not fucking around. Fuck, man, I recorded a bunch, and then I looked and it said that I wasn't recording. So that sucks. Like this kind of hands, like you could complete. Like I might flop something pretty good like that, but even in the flop like this, like a lot of your draws are going to be second best. A lot of your made hands are going to be second best, which is the kind of situation in the reverse implied situation that you want to avoid. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You want to avoid this shit. What you don't want to avoid is this fucking sick ass Rip Hamilton thrift store score. Probably my favorite shirt from now on. I'm gonna wear this to some Pistons games at the new arena this year. Pretty pumped. Vinny, you should come visit and stay with me, and then I doubt Vinny's watching. What the fuck am I talking about? But maybe if Vinny didn't hate me, he could come stay at my apartment, and then we could go to a Pistons Cavs game. I feel like I said something that really like hurt his feelings one time or something, and now he just hates me. So this is one spot where I think I really just want to fold to the three bet. Rarely am I folding three bets in this game, but a decent amount of his range has aces. Although actually I don't think, since he's already three betting 14%, I think I can go ahead and just call. If he's one of the guys that's only going to be three betting aces, I just want to fold there since aces is crushing my hands. So whatever. In general, you don't want to fold to three bets very often, but sure, there's definitely spots where you can. So he seems like a pretty laggy player. He's already three betting 25%, 14 hands. Okay, I'm gonna smoke this tree. Just so you guys know, I'm high as fuck on kratom right now. I think if there's a lethal dose of kratom, I might have just taken it. I got this in the middle of the day. It's like a Kraken kratom. Shit is fire, but it tastes disgusting. I didn't get my capsule maker yet, so I just like downed some, just downed some of it. Tried to wash it down with a La Croix or with like a fake La Croix, like one of these things, and almost puked. It was fucking nasty. But I'm starting to feel really warm and fuzzy, like I took some dog tramadols or some oxys or something. It's pretty nice. I can't believe they were trying to make this shit illegal. It's just pretty much the perfect drug. Betting small works good here. You really don't need to bet too big when you're c-betting on paired boards. Either they have it or they don't have it, and when they don't have it, they're just, it doesn't matter how much you bet necessarily. They're usually just going to give up because they're not creative. So let's check out our graph for the day. Looks like we played about 461 hands, and we're up about 200 big blinds. About actually 180 big blinds. So we're doing all right. Just grinding it out. Yesterday was better, but Sunday nights are always going to be better than Monday day, that's for sure. But everyone's fucking terrible. Problem is, it just can be hard to find four tables at times. right now I'm only 2-tabling because I can't run 4 tables and have it work right. So yeah. Let's look at the forums, see what's going on in the forums. Oh, like my whole face is itching. I don't know if I just did too much kratom or what it is. I have to piss really bad too. Oh, I wish I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I was a girl, and then I would be a girl. Man, fuck you, man, with your draw and whatever draw it is. I don't know what kind of draw. So many bad river cards. Maybe he just has a random jack. I have no idea what he has. This guy's so short stacked. You have double suited jacks. I can't see really just folding. I just hate folding, especially against terrible players like this. You don't want to fold too much. But you don't want to be opening too often either, that's for sure. Just check, buddy. You don't have a king. Yeah, you just have aces. You don't have 2 kings. Oh god, this is a good spot. So not sure if he bets his ace, assuming this guy has aces, which I don't know why, but I just do assume he has aces. I don't think he'll bet it in this spot, just because 10 jack is out there, very pretty likely for someone to have. So it's gonna bet. Gotta protect against the clubs a little bit. I doubt it. Don't think he had aces. Maybe he did, but he's just in the. Why was I putting him on aces? I don't know. Sometimes I just get these feelings, these like sixth senses. I'm just like, this motherfucker has aces. Yeah, it's really slow fucking 2-tabling, but I kind of have to. The reason I'm doing this, I might have mentioned it. I can't remember if I did. Is I really want to make sure I'm talking through hands and putting my thought process out there in like a physical way. Whereas when you're playing silently by yourself, sometimes you lose track of what it is you're really trying to do or something like that. I think like making these videos and just like talking about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it is very helpful in terms of solidifying my strategy, making sure I'm playing the same game every time, or just trying to play my A game every time. I'm not just like, oh, I can make an exception this time and just like do this weird fucking play or just call this guy when I should fold or no, you just have to just play your A game all the time, no fucking around, or you'll lose, or you lose your money. Been on an upswing. I got like placed in that PLOA tournament. I think I got like 5th, so that put me up to like 600 from like $50 or something like that. And then playing 25 PLO and a few other things, I ran the 600 down to like 200. But now I have it back up to like, I don't know, 4 something, 470 or something like that. So I don't want to do anything other than just grind cash games until I move up stakes. It's my mission from now on. If I can play more than 1,000 hands in a day, that'd be sick. Or just even if I could just get in 1,000 a day, that'd be enough. I think. Fuck, what was I trying to look at? Okay, so I played 467, 470. I mean, obviously I like to be 4-tabling, but for now I'm making this video, so we're just gonna not 4-table. Take a piss, but it's gonna lead to me sitting out. I also feel like I'm gonna puke from this kratom, but I'm not going to because I have an iron stomach. But Feels gross anyways. Thought the weed would help, but it just made it worse. I think I took too much kratom. Is there such thing as that? Oh god. Whoa. Holy shit. If we don't see bet here, it's really hard to like define his range, and you just kind of lose control of the hand. But I don't really necessarily want to do much from this point on. Just gonna call him if he bets. Actually, maybe folding would make sense if he does bet. Certainly gonna fold if he check races. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll just bet call. Yeah, after I bet this big, I can't fold. People aren't making these check raise. Like if he had a 4, he would have jammed it in on the river, I'm sure. So, just looking for him to call with his top pair. You can never be 100% sure, but people usually are playing their hands really straightforwardly. I'm gonna 3-bet. So this guy's only opening 10% through 20 hands, so he does have, his range is probably like 20% aces or something like that, but I do have ace in my hand, so he should have aces left less often. And even if he 4-bets, I get to call and just, you know, hope to flop a flush draw or some shit. He doesn't have a lot of 2-pair plus here. I think we have the best hand, so we really want to protect. And we can't really fold for his jam, which sucks, but that's a very weird play. Just like instant jams the river. It almost feels like he has like maybe queen 7 or maybe even the same hand as me. But this just doesn't seem like a bluff. What do you guys think? It's hard to imagine him turning this into a bluff card. Maybe he's just one of these guys that has aces and he just calls the 3-bet pre. Like that's the most common thing that you see. So, yeah, I'm just gonna just pussy out, I guess. My hand is too good. I don't know. What is he like representing here exactly? No, man. He bets so quickly too, and he has like a 1 aggression factor. So yeah, there's no way I'm good. Show your hand. I think there's like no way he didn't have it there. I like my fold. Family got the family texts. Family text club. It's pretty much how I roll. Like I don't really like texting my friends that much, but my family is constantly texting each other, especially my parents and my sister and stuff. Sometimes I jump in, but it's just how we roll. It's how the McClendons roll. Just texting each other all the time. Fucking annoying me with their texts and shit. I think I need to eat some food of some kind. Yeah, I just went to the gym today and then I made like a super high calorie smoothie afterwards, but it's gone through me already, I think. Some various bulk foods that I'm sick of already. Use energy Energy balls. I feel like those are gonna make me puke if I eat them. Energy blocks. They don't really taste very good. We're never folding our big blind. If it's gonna be a heads up pot, you don't want to fold your big blind unless you have something like trips or something unplayable. I'm not even talking like really bad hands. Like it has to be like literally unplayable. Three-way, of course, is three-way plus is a totally different story though. Oh. I think I had too much kratom. Having some dates. I don't know if dates are the best thing to eat on a kratom stomach or what, but maybe eat something. Yeah, double seeded kings. Pop it. We're gonna have to pop them. Let's see, this guy's very aggressive. We'll see if he tries to represent a 2 here. So my hand really looks like kind of what it is, like an overpair. I wonder if he would just barrel off on me. So now that's an interesting card because all of a sudden it looks like he should be checking his 2s back. So he could be bluffing with like a, or I mean, it's less likely he's going to bet a 2 for value. So it's like either he had 8, he's betting it the whole way. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't believe him. Oh, he did have random 8, and he was bluffing. So. That's pretty interesting. I think it's okay though. I know he's like highly aggressive, likely to just be firing bluffs. I mean, the way I played my hand, it's very likely he puts me on an overpair here, and he's gonna be trying to get me to lay an overpair down on this river, I think. And also on the river, it doesn't really look like he can bet a 2 for value anymore, so it's almost like he has to have like a random 8 or like he's just bluffing. So I assume since he's an aggressive player that he's gonna be bluffing a lot, and he just had 3, 5, 8, 9. So it's just a bummer of a river card. It's not really. I don't know. I mean, I guess it did. I really did feel like he had it when he bet, but I don't know, man. I just don't like to be bluffed. And this guy seems to have a propensity, like he's certainly bluffing on the flop and turn. Unless he's just like insane and thinks that he's like value betting his 8 there, which is not likely. So it's okay. I'm alright with it. We lost kind of a big pot there, though, didn't we? It was like a fuck. We lost like $15. Drop down the graph a little bit there. Motherfucker. Grinding almost 500 hands today so far for not a lot. Maybe buying a little bit more than buying. Just gonna keep trying to play good. I like my call down there. I think it was a good call down. And it was a good plan to let him just bluff off. Question, I guess, is whether he's going to fire that third barrel every time or not. Like if the 8 doesn't come on the river, is he going to fire the third barrel? I mean, can't really say for sure, but Certainly possible. Seeing that he's likely putting me on an overpair and trying to get me off of it. And these dates, you need something else. And I don't know how I spent all this money at the grocery store and I still don't have shit. I almost feel like I left something at the grocery store or the guy like overcharged us. I don't know. I don't recommend getting high and taking kratom and then going to the grocery store. I mean, maybe if you're going to like Walmart or like Meijer or something where you're gonna get good deals, maybe it's a good idea. Where you're gonna like buy a bulk bag of fucking caramel walnut thingies that cost like $12. It's not a good idea. I never quite sit there. I never like try to just figure out how much the bulk stuff's gonna cost. I just like load up bags of the bulk stuff and then just run them through. And it just ends up being like $14 worth of pistachios or whatever. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Really sucks that like the really elite nuts, like the best tasting nuts, are just so unbelievably expensive. So like you got pine nuts. Pine nuts are fucking delicious. All right, like they're just fucking delicious. I don't really know what else to say about it, but they're very expensive. They're like $28 a pound, or like they're super expensive no matter where you go. Macadamia nuts, another delicious nut. It's got a great aftertaste, just a great nut. They're like unaffordable. Like you'd have to like one serving will cost you like $9 or something like that. So I mean, pistachios are kind of not quite up at that level, but I think they're a delicious nut and also quite overpriced. So whoever's running these markets is just making some money, man. Like if you can figure out how to grow some fucking macadamia nuts or some pine nuts or something like that, you probably make bank. Like what is a pine nut? It's just a nut that falls off a pine tree? Like what the fuck, man? It can't be that expensive. It just doesn't make sense. I like to eat walnuts, mix them in with Greek yogurt and some honey sometimes. It's a good combo. Some fruit maybe. That's actually how they do it in Greece. They eat the yogurt and walnuts together. They might not put honey. They might do it the ketos. Actually, I guess walnuts aren't keto, as we all know. I'm not keto. I'm no keto. Man, alright, I'm gonna stop this after like an hour, I guess. I thought it had been longer than it really had been. It's a bummer that we lost that big pot. It wasn't really that big, but still it was a bummer. This guy min raised me. He min three bet me. Sometimes you think like it might be like an accident, but usually they just have like aces. I don't know. Maybe he has a rundown. Hmm. Yeah, really, you're gonna want to bet for protection purposes, and yeah, I think we have the best hand a lot after he like instant checks back the flop. Some straights out on the board now. It's gonna be really impossible to call him. Oh, he's a set of fives. Really bizarre because he also had ace queen. I mean, I was thinking ace queen is pretty possible, but a set there, that's I'm not so sure. Like, see, he's undervaluing his hand big time. I mean, a fucking set, buddy. What are you doing? On this turn, well, on the turn, why would you not want to get it in if you're him? I get so tilted sometimes when I don't win because these games are so easy and like it's just so easy to win long run. But any session can just like go whatever, whichever way, you know, up and down. Here, I'll show you the last. This is my graph from the last month. Oh wait, no, that's just October. That's just October. Okay, so I'm up like 7 buy-ins in October. That's pretty dope. Let's say all dates. Just look at that ridiculous swing. I mean, like, shit. So our aces are strong enough to 3-bet even though we're out of position. If we have bad aces here, 3-betting would be a pretty bad mistake. If we have good aces. So this is a spot where we're not really able to get 3 streets of value ever, so checking the flop is totally reasonable. Not really the turn that we were looking for where we value bet, but we're going to call this. Hope to get showdown, and if he bets again, you know, if he's bluffing, just, you know, he should give himself a pat on the back because that's a great bluff. And I have no reason to think that he'd be bluffing me there. In fact, I'm quite certain he was not bluffing. Man, we just keep losing these pots. I have to end this video in a minute. You guys are just making videos. It just makes me run bad, I guess. I was up 7 buy-ins, guys. 7 buy-ins in October. What a rush. Alright, we really need to make sure we play 1,000 hands today, though. Regardless whether I keep this video going. I don't know how many hands we played so far. That's 39,000 total. Today we played over 500, so we're more than halfway there. Oh my god, I almost had to like fold. Alright. I know this probably isn't as interesting as when I was all hopped up on Adderall and just chattering away. We could look at the forums or something if you guys want to. This is how I normally play poker. I just like look at the forums until I'm like timed out on a hand and then I flip out and get all mad. This kefir is really settling my stomach. That's how Kefir Sutherland rolls. Not the sweet flavored kind without sugar, of course. Organic regular. Organic regular kefir. You could have like a raging stomach ache and just drink some of this shit. Probiotics will take care of that shit. So we do have some players playing sort of reasonably. This guy's 14-9 over 43 hands, which is pretty tight. This guy is 38-12, so pretty passive and loose. Or he's somewhat aggressive with the 4 aggression factor. But we unfortunately don't have any of these 100% VPIP or guys or 70% plus VPIP or whatever. Got to call a 3-bet. Can't be folding for 3 bets. Like, Yeah, like I was gonna say, there's a few spots where you were folding for a three bet makes sense, but I don't think that was one of them. Man, it's 8 o'clock already. Holy fuck. And oh, I just almost folded. I don't know what's going on. I'm still gonna fold, even though it's a min raise in the three-way pot. The reverse implies, those reverse implies will fuck you. I was making some rants. I forgot I was ranting in here earlier. Holy shit. 500 injured? How that is just insane, man. Like, how did it take the cops so long to get to this guy? I mean, it's Vegas. Should be crawling with fucking cops. They couldn't have just bursted into his door by listening to where the noise, like the loud ass fucking gunshots were coming from. Maybe he was able to do it really quick. Either way, fucking terrible. It's horrible, man. Just seems like every year there's something, you know, or now even more than once a year. It's just it's a calamitous universe and a calamitous country that we live in and world that we live in. That's just part of life. You could just be shot by a madman at like any time. It's not very likely. Most people are fine, but you never know. You might be walking down the street and DHG might walk by you, and then his gun might just accidentally discharge from his pocket, blowing his dick off, and then going through his dick into your femoral artery, and you'll just bleed to death in the street while he writhes in pain from his penis injury. Just think about that and soak that in a little bit. That could happen. People's guns go off by accident. Guns are pretty interesting if you think about it. It's not even really like a technology. It's not electronic. Doesn't need a battery. It's just this metal tube where you set off a little explosion and shoot a projectile out of it. It's fucking pretty brilliant fucking invention that we haven't even updated very much for the past fucking like 700 years or whatever, however long it's been. 600 years. I don't know. When was the first gun invented? I mean, they had cannons, right? I don't know. Someone just have a king one time. Not running too good on this little two-table fucking. I don't know. What was I gonna say? I don't know. Well, we're still up 60 big blinds on the day. Woohoo! Come on, guys. Come on. Kind of have a headache. I think I took too much of that kratom. I don't know. Kratomized. Oh, maybe I should just not take kratom for a while. Yeah, I look fucked up. I need some real food, but I'm too lazy. Microwave something. Microwave something. I don't know about this ISO. Actually, I guess it's okay. This guy's very unlikely to have connected with the flop, and so if we can just get the c-bet through. I mean, I think this is a good spot to c-bet. I think he has kings a lot, or like a slow played aces or something like that. Whatever. Like, it's a terrible spot, but I thought it was a good spot to c-bet. But well, I was wrong. This guy's just he just has a four somehow. I believe him. Getting shredded so far. What's going on? Oh. What? Oh, I almost just vomited up some kratom. It's disgusting, man. Shit is disgusting. Oh my god. What human ever decided to put that inside of his body? Just let's taste this leaf. Oh, it's pretty good. Let's eat a bunch more of it and then trip out. I'm heating up some corned beef hash that I had for breakfast a couple days ago. It's not the canned corned beef hash. It's the homemade corned beef hash. Real deal. Yeah, exactly. It's like what you need to have an assault rifle just in case like someone else decides to go ham with an assault rifle. Like no one needs an assault rifle. If you think about it, it's fucking completely absurd that we live in a country where it's legal to stockpile arms. You could like stockpile a bunch of fucking guns and that's perfectly legal. Like what good could come of that? Like it makes no sense. Like what? We're fucking insane. This guy has a pre-flop of 5, so his range is going to be like mostly aces. We flop open ender, so maybe he'll give us an in. That's kind of small, so that's nice. And we turn the open ender. Yeah, just try to check raise here and just jam on. Oh my god, what? He turned a set of 8s and then rivered a full house. So lame. Man, check the little graph, the daily graph. Back to 0 after 500 hands. That's a bummer. But, what are you gonna do? Got it in good. It's funny that I thought he had aces. He's opening like so infrequently, and then he just opens like a complete shit hand. Oh, what's this guy doing? Do I want to just like get it all in? Yeah, I think I do. Oh, that was bad. He has a pretty high 3-bet, and I thought he was trying to capitalize on the fact that I had just lost a pot, so that he's gonna 3-bet me light. So I decided to just roll with my kings since I had pretty good kings. So it's hard to be a huge underdog, really. But he had aces, and which basically means I looked like a retard, but I won, so fuck him. That's how you do it, boys. Just shove your kings right into the fucking aces and win. Then you eat corned beef hash and take a piss. Oh, fuck. Gonna auto post, whatever. Make sure we get in the game. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Okay. Got the corned beef hash. Took a piss, feeling much better. I think the kratom was like affecting my ability to piss correctly. Like the stream just kept stopping all by itself, and then I would just have to wait, and it would start again. Very strange. It's kind of like the opiate effect, I think. Yeah, tiny pot. Just trying to take a showdown. No reason to bet. Oh man. There's this breakfast spot on like this Greasy Spoon, and they do a homemade corned beef hash. It's pretty fiery. I already ate the eggs, but still got some of it left. Dog is just licking the couch. Some food on there. Oh, what a flop. Please just have something. Oh, God, no. Alright, we played 537 hands. Just over 400 hands left to play to get to my 1K. It's only 8 o'clock. I'm going to start 4-tabling. I'm going to end this video in a minute. Not that it was even worth watching anyways, or I didn't have any good takes or anything. Just, yeah, I already explained why I'm making them, so whatever. Make it an hour long. Like 10 more minutes. Pretty tough to get 2 streets of value here without like value towning yourself against like kings or something like that. So I think 1 street of value is what you pretty much want to go for. I don't know what this guy thinks he's doing. I mean, he either has jacks full, quads, or kings, aces, or he's bluffing, essentially. I can't see him really value betting the worst hand. I hate folding. If I check call the turn, it's almost like really tough to fold the river too. These guys want to get down and dirty, and I just fucking open aces, and then I get 3-bet by this and it. Who knows? He probably just has aces too. Alright, he was bluffing. That's cool. 3-bet folds. That's okay. It might be the correct spot to do. Yeah, that hand where I got it in with kings was I was probably a bit overzealous there. But I mean, if someone's 3-bet is 13, you gotta like realize that only 2% of that is going to be aces. So they can be 3-betting a lot of different hands that aren't like far more often they're not going to have aces than when they do have aces, I guess is what I'm saying. But the fact that I don't have an ace in my hand makes it more likely that he does. Sometimes you just gotta go to the foe with your kings, but I'm not sure that was really the spot to do it. I mean, his 3-bet was only 13, so he will have aces. One out of like 6 times or something, probably. I mean, and that's assuming that the stats are correct. I mean, it's just probably not nearly a big enough sample to make these deductions, really. It's some good hash. Oh, excuse me. I feel like these kratom particles are like stuck in my throat. It's still making me cough and shit. Shit needs to be in a capsule. You can't just swallow it. I have 2 pair. Oh god. Second best straight draws. Second best 2 pair. It's really like, yeah. Type of hands that can get you in trouble in like super deep spots. I have fucking hiccups now. Alright, I'm just gonna call this video, man. Fuck. Oh, excuse me. Oh, man. Hiccups and I'm coughing. What the fuck?